I mean, things that I've gotten through meditations, and there's thousands, if not millions of people out there all talking the same talk and saying the same thing in spiritual circles. And it's like, and the only one I can use is waking up. It's like a lot of us have just woken up, and we all have this like burning desire to help. You know, like I need help, and I've always felt that my whole life, and more, even more so now. And you know, I was going to talk about this, or maybe to bring this up really quick, but along the lines of waking up, like the 11:11.
Yeah.
I have some friends that are listening. They're probably laughing, going, "Oh, Renee, 11:11," because it's something that I've experienced like for the last year since I started this whole venture for the last year or so. And it's 11:11, and I never understood it, and I kept hearing it, I kept seeing it. So I did a lot of research, and I just wrote an article that's on my homepage. But it's a lot of it has to do with these people. All of us, a lot of us are coming into our abilities and recognizing them and trying to understand them, And so I created Selective Spirit because I felt like I was being selected, and I started writing a book because I was inspired by a lady by the name of Echo Bodine, and she has a book called Relax, It's Only a Ghost. And if you haven't read it, or your readers haven't read it, get this book because you will love it. It's great. And it really helped me a lot as a sensitive because she was raised as a sensitive and worked her whole life doing this. It was so awesome. But I created Selective Spirit so that people could just be around other like-minded people so that they can understand, they have some kind of outlet or some way to reach other people that are experiencing what they're experiencing without really necessarily becoming a paranormal investigator. Maybe they just want someone to talk to or they just need some, input or whatever. And there's so much of it out there on the Internet that I just felt like, I put that together for specifically sensitives, because they just...
What is the website?
It's selectivespirit.ning.com, and it's a social networking site. It's basically just information that I put out there, and I just open it up to the public and put a chat box in there. And then sacredheartcore.net is my actual website that I put together, which also offers a lot of just information about investigations, paranormal stuff, even UFO. I mean, I've got this one page on there called Mystique, and it's got the very first thing you open to is this book called The Alien Interview. And it was by the Lawrence Spencer. He did Oz Factors. And it was a great book. I got it. Somebody recommended it to me, and I'm not really into UFO stuff, like I said, but for some reason I felt very compelled to read it, and I couldn't put it down. I bought the PDF. It was like $5.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. It had so much information that just really kind of changed the way I viewed Earth and humans and the interaction with the galactic family, and it's just amazing.
Well, it's funny. I grew up in the military-industrial complex, and my father worked out at White Sands Missile Base and doing a bunch of advanced research out there. And so I grew up around all these missile guys who like to make things go really fast or make them go boom, And I was really surprised at some of the conclusions a lot of these very learned men and women would come to, and had a lot to say about this. I won't go into it on the air because we're coming up on the end of the show. But what I do, you and I are going to meet. I think you'll be surprised at some of the things I have to say. I'll do it off air, but I'll let you know. I think things are a lot more interesting than you would tend to think.
I'm sure of it.
Yeah, the universe is a lot. I think that mankind's a lot farther along than we've been led to believe.
Mm-hmm. I believe that. I do.
And I think that there's a lot more hope than people think. That's really hard to find these days, especially with the way the news is. But if I could say anything, especially during this crazy Mercury retrograde and all the BS that's been happening, there are good things happening, and there are good people out there. And what you're doing, I think, is really a good thing. I think you're right on the right track. And I look forward to meeting you in person, and we can talk some more.
Absolutely, I look forward to it too.
Okay. Well, what are your immediate plans? What are the things that are coming up for you in a couple of minutes here that you can talk about? What's coming up for you, events or anything that you've got going on?
I don't have really too many events coming up. I do work with another paranormal group. We're going to Truckee for a scouting mission. Selective Spirit, something that I really dialed into. I've started a YouTube channel, and basically it's just geared towards me talking and, just giving information. I started a book, like I said. I haven't finished it, but I felt like YouTube channel would be the fastest version, especially electric version. People like digital and are always on the computer. So I go to my, my YouTube channel, which is Selective Spirit, and just do broadcasts, I guess you could call them, just putting information out there. And then just, I'm really trying to get into the readings and helping sensitives. I'm really into mentoring people and that come my way. These people are finding me. I'm not really out looking for them. So I felt like this door is open, and I'm going to walk through it. So that's kind of my plan.
And it's funny, I had no idea you existed until this morning. You wrote me, and with all the craziness that was going on, I just have a feeling there was a higher purpose at work here. And I really appreciate you coming on such short notice with everything that kind of got whacked out. But I really enjoyed having you on tonight, and I'm so sorry about all the technical difficulties. It has been one heck of a week.
Oh, before we go, I want to tell you my real quick retrograde story. It's kind of interesting. Okay. This was back in June 6, 2006, so that would make it 666. We were in a retrograde at the time. I was, the next morning, I was going, on the 7th, it was my daughter's birthday, and I had to fly out to Arizona for work. And on that morning, about 3 o'clock in the morning, on 666, the transmitter box, the big SMUD box that's outside, on the street, the really big one, blew up out of nowhere. I mean, it was June, so it wasn't like there was a storm or anything. So there was this light, and every light in the house and the whole complex was out and gone, and so we had no electricity. Yeah. And so, it was weird because right when this happened, I didn't realize it until later on, and we were joking around about it. And it happened on 666 with the retrograde, and everything was out, and I had to leave. And later on, I found out that the electricity did come back on, and so did some of the stuff. But the really interesting thing was too is that at that time, and I believe it wasn't in June, but it was more around April, our world population was 6 billion, 6 million. It was like 666, and it was just weird coincidence. But that's kind of my weird retrograde story. That's strange. That would blow up like that. Transformers just don't do that. That's a new one for me. We're going to talk more about that. I got to know what that was because I might have to hunt there. But hey, really appreciate you being on. I'm going to reread the URLs for everyone. SacredHeartCore.net is your main website, and then you have repeat. All right, let's try that again. SelectiveSpirit.ning.com is your social networking site. And I've been out there, and I'm a professional web designer, and I just wanted to let you know you do great work. So keep doing what you're doing, and I might even have to talk to you about doing some work for me. So, what we're going to do is we're closing the show down. I'm going to do the call-outs, our traditional call-outs to all the great folks who have chosen to grace us with their presence. And so we have that guy from GhostRider Paranormal. I know him. We've got Bergie, 9000. We've got Dennis Crenshaw. Hi, Dennis. Good to see you. We have a whole bunch of guests, 4781, 4870, 5164, 5169, and 5268, I believe. Sherry 9, who I hunted on the Hornet with, and I hope to hunt with her again. She's a nice lady. And Nocturnal Frequency. Hello. I think you guys have a show out there, so good to see you guys. And let's see. We're going to be having next week. We're going to have a really good show. We're going to have the Rebecca Jordan from the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum. So this is going to be a really big show. So we're going to have her on and talk about all the neat things and happenings there. By the way, real quick announcement, the Odyssey Star events had a real problem where the negotiations fell through on that hunt that was basically going on now, 18th, 19th, and 20th.
So the good folks from the Trans-Allegheny